Hi guys, it is Ingrid here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about the fall releases that I'm excited for. I live in the northern hemisphere, so fall for me is September, October, and November. So I will first just mention a couple of things that are really hyped, so I won't necessarily talk a lot about it because I think if you watch multiple of these videos, you're going to get some of the same books, and I don't feel like, So I'm just going to mention the really hyped ones, just in case you haven't heard of them. And at the beginning of the year, I did upload 2 anticipated releases videos, one for just in general releases and one for sequels. I'll have those linked in the description. And there were 2 books that I talked about there that I've only mentioned now because I already talked about them there, so you can check that out. The first one of them being Ninth House, which is Leigh Bardugo's first adult novel. The second one being Dark Dawn, which is my most anticipated releases of the year. And it is the conclusion to the Nevernight Chronicles. But as I said, I've talked about them before, so I won't talk about them anymore. And then there is 2 more books that I will just briefly mention because they're so hyped that I just assume you've heard about them. And that is the conclusion to the Folk of the Air trilogy, the first one being The Crow Prince, the second one being The Wicked King, and the third one being The Queen of Nothing. This one, I feel like a lot of people are hyped about. Personally, I'm not really sure if I'm going to pick it up because I'm not loving these, but I might. And Ninth House comes out on the 1st of October, Dark Dawn came out on September the 3rd, and The Queen of Nothing comes out on November the 19th. And the last book that I will just briefly mention is the sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire. You can see the cover here. It's Girls of Storm and Shadow. It comes out on the 5th of November. I believe it's really hype. I already pre-ordered my copy because I wanted to get the one that matched this one, which is a favorite edition. And I really like this one. Not, again, like super hype, but I pre-ordered. I will read it, and I think it is in general pretty hype, so I'm not going to talk about it that much. So let's get into the releases that I don't consider as hyped. I might be wrong, I don't know, but I will talk about the things that I'm interested in that you might not see on every other channel. Let's get into it. So the first thing that has actually already come out, because I'm filming this like mid-September, is the Avantgarde Volume 1. This came out on the 3rd of September, and I already read this. I actually read a copy on NetGalley, but I loved it so much I needed to purchase my own copy. And this follows this group that is a baseball team. We follow, what is her name? Georgia? I think you pronounce it Georgia. So it's this person up here, and she attends this new school, and the basketball team wants her to join, and it was just so good. Like, I'm not a huge contemporary lover, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but it was just done so well. I think if you like contemporaries in general, or you want a really diverse comic, then this one, highly recommend it. It has people of all different ethnicities, and it has people that use they, them pronouns. It has lesbians, bi, and it's not that kind of shove it in your face, look how diverse we are kind of cast. I struggle with finding diverse comics where the diversity isn't the main goal. I feel like a lot of LGBTQ plus stories centers around the fact that they are LGBTQI plus. This one, I felt like it was just handled so normally. Like, it's just there, but it's not the main focus, which I really enjoyed. And I'm just excited to see what happens in the next volume. But yeah, if you're into comics, if you like this art style, it's super cute, it's super vibrant. If you like Giant Days or like the Friendship and Lumberjanes, yeah, as you can tell, I really enjoyed this one. My next anticipated release is a book, and it is Gideon the Ninth. It comes out on the 10th of September, and I don't know that much about this book. I just know that it deals with necromancy, and when I play Dungeons and Dragons, I'm a necromancer, so that just sold me right away. I don't really need to know anything else about the plot. Just necromancy just brought me in, and I've heard amazing things about it, so I believe this is kind of hyped as well. Yeah, I'll have the Goodreads link down below if you want like a more of a synopsis than just necromancy, but for me, that's all I needed, and that's why I'm excited about this release. And the next release comes out on the 24th of September, and it is Welcome to Wonderland. So this is a graphic novel and it looks super cute. I think it's the same writer as Goldie Vance, if you heard of it. I've read the first 2 of that series and really enjoyed it. And that's the biggest reason as to why I'm interested in this. And I know it's about this theme park called Wonderland, and it's about this person that's super fan of the kind of myths and stuff that's into it. I believe it's kind of magical, and I don't know anything else. Again, the Goodreads link is in the description if you think it looks cute and want to read it as well. And moving into October, there is a lot of new releases that I'm hyped about. Already on October 1st, as I said, Nighthawk comes out, but a lot of other books as well. One of them being Ruta Sepetys' new book, The Fountain of Silence. This is a YA historical fiction set in Madrid in 1957. I have read 2 of her other books and I love them so much. So I'm excited just because it's Ruta Sepetys, and I definitely recommend checking out her books. They're amazing. So I'm excited to get to this one and learn more about Madrid. It says it's under the fascist dictatorship of General Francisco Franco. And I do not know a lot about Spanish history, so I do think that I will learn a lot from this one. The next one I have is a middle grade book, and it is Outlast by Jen Kalanita. It is the sequel to Misfits. They did a cover change, and now the cover is like more purple, the first one, and the second one being green. I do like it. I did like this book. It's a very easy royal fairy tale story, and it's just fun. There's not that much more to it, but I just enjoy it. This is a spin-off series from her Fairy Tale Reform School series, which I talked about before. I really enjoy that series as well. And so this follows kind of the royals and how they go to this royal school to learn how to be royals. And the main character can talk to animals, and she really just wants to be like a vet, like take care of animals. She doesn't really want to just marry a prince and stuff. So it's about her kind of challenging the system and figuring out that things are not quite as they seem. And it definitely ends more of a kind of a cliffhanger. I kind of feel like this was a prequel, so I am very excited to read the next book. And Jen Kalanita also have another book coming out on October 1st, which is called Conceal, Don't Feel. This is a Frozen reimagined. It's a part of a series, so I probably won't pick this up because I do really want to read the series, but I want to start at the first one, even though I don't think that they have anything to do with each other, but it's like a a Disney reimagined series, and it's by different authors, and so I am excited and hesitant about this one because Frozen is based on a lot of Norwegian things, and Jen Kalanita is not Norwegian, so I'm interested to see how she tackles it, you know? But I do love Frozen, mostly because it has so much Norwegian things in it. I'm not going to pick this up right away, but I did want to mention it because I am excited about the fact that it's released and about the fact that it is like Frozen-esque. And the last one I have for October 1st, it's the 4th volume of Monstrous. I do own volumes 1, 2, and 3, and I read volume 1 twice because the third was coming out, so I read volume 1 again, then read volume 2, then never read volume 3 because I love this series so much. I don't want to be caught up, but I am definitely going to be rereading 1 and 2, read the third one, and get to the 4th one. This series is truly amazing. The art style is how you see on the cover. It's pretty dark, but so detailed, so beautiful. We're following our main character, Maika Halfwolf. I'm sorry if the camera angle changed a little bit. My memory card was full, so I had to delete some stuff. But I was talking about Monstrous and how it follows Maika Halfwolf. She has this kind of monster inside her. Don't really know, and it's about a war. There's a war between humans and what are they called? Arcanics? Probably mispronouncing it, but basically people that are part human, part god. So they're like a bit of animal stuff, and it's just so good. If you like fantasy and you think the art style is beautiful, pick this up. get caught up on the series and get excited for the fourth and final. No, it's not the final. The fourth installment in the series. And the last October release that I actually have 2 different release dates. The first one being the 3rd of October, the second being the 5th of November, depending if it's UK or US, but you can buy it on Book Depository if you want to get it straight away. And it is called Frostheart. It's by Jamie Littler. Pronunciation is hard. I'm excited about this because Gavin has talked so much about it. I'll have his channel linked in the description. And it's marketed as this kind of, was it Frozen and Nevermore and How to Train Your Dragon? And he said that there were like Frozen elements, and he really enjoyed it, so I really want to read it. Again, I'm trash for like anything Frozen, but the cover looks pretty cute. It also has 2 covers, so this is one of them, and then this is the other. It just depends again on which, if it's UK, US. I'm so excited to read this. I don't really need to know any more than Frozen, How to Train a Dragon. I am sold. And that was actually all I had. I thought I had more. Maybe I've forgotten some. As I said, in November there are the last, what's it called? The Queen of Nothing is coming out, as well as Girls of Storm and Shadow. But other than that, there's nothing that I'm really excited for. There are a few books that like kind of look interesting, but I want to keep my most anticipated to like the things that I'm actually actively anticipating and will most likely get to. So yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what you guys's are. Your guys's, is that a word? Let me know in the comment what you are excited about, and maybe recommend me some releases that are coming out, and let me know if you're excited about any of the releases that I talked about, or if I gave you a new thing that you hadn't heard about. Hopefully not all of these were like, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the big releases that everyone's hyped for, but I just don't want to talk about something that everyone has talked about and then you guys have to hear it for like the 6th time. I think this is gonna be it. I'll have my social media down in the description. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.